and dropped back to third position. Currently, he lies 26 seconds behind Ed Ordinsky, with Arai another 49 seconds in front, leading the production car class.
12th overall in Telstra Rally Australia. Natel is on his way in the final stage.
Him and Gustavo Treyas had a massive battle for the World Group N Championship, you remember, here a couple of years ago, and he got excluded at the end for some very minor technicality, which is very upsetting, and he hasn't been really on form since, and he's really showed this weekend that he's still there, and he's come back, so hopefully he can get a drive next year and really fight for the championship again.
He impresses you, Possum, doesn't he, as not being necessarily a man with a lot of aggression, but with a lot of smooth driving appeal.
Yeah, no, he's very good. We worked with them when we were testing, actually, because he works with Hamid Wahhabi in helping him set up his car, because Hamid doesn't have very much experience. He's only done about 20 events. So Natel gets his car organised for him, sets him up 3 sets of suspension, things like that for the rally, and then he takes over from the testing from there.
52.86 at the halfway point for Ruben Natel. That's slightly slower than Ed Ordinsky, and just faster by 0.13 of a second than Toshi Arai.
Excellent. Let's see how brave he is down the jumps as we head down. I reckon we should be renaming these jumps to the McRae jumps after the height he got the last couple of years.
Yeah, it is especially, and it's a shame Colin's not around to treat us to that again. Not a bad... Yeah, he got airborne fairly well coming down the last 2 bumps. Let's see how he handles the wet stuff.
Suspension handled that very well. Nice rebound from the suspension on the second jump. And crosses the water.
He got through the water good.
Revs into it, and away he goes, Ruben Natel. Up the hill now. Looking for a...
44.07.
That's it, 44.07 beats Arai. Arai did a 45.19. So fastest man on the course is Ruben Natel.
And you can straight away see why there's such a big thing about where you run on the road here. As the road's cleaning up and you're getting a clean line, you're seeing the cars of similar power getting faster and faster and faster.
Good to see him back in Australia, Ruben Natel, and performing strongly in Telstra Rally Australia. Here's Barry.
Yeah, Uwe, you were there. You were the fastest, and you were certainly the fastest through the water.
Yes, that's right. It's a really good stage. I enjoy it.
Yeah. The jumps got really highest on the jumps as well.
Yes, it's sometimes like the 1,000 Lakes, and pretty good.
Yeah, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Ruben Natel, who did take an unusual path. We've seen some radically different directions taken as they hit that water at the end. It's always a trap, Possum. Gee, it can cost them some time as we take a look at Tony Gardemeister, one of the big talents, 16th overall.
I always try, when I'm coming into the water there, to throw the car the opposite way the air cleaner is. Like if the air cleaner is on the right-hand side, hit it with the left front corner.
Now we move to the top end of the field. These are the World Rally cars, and this is Tony Gardemeister in the Seat. He's the lowest placed, rather, of the surviving World Rally cars at the moment. Had major differential problems yesterday, and in fact went to 2-wheel drive for the majority of the Wellington Dam stage. But now you're seeing what a World Rally car can do here around Bunnings.
24 years old, won his first rally in 1993, scored several junior championships in 94. Finished Formula 2 champ in 97. He's achieved a lot in a short time, Possum.
That's right, and he had the standout performance in Rally of New Zealand. I think he cemented his place in the team there. It was his first drive in a World Rally car, 3rd overall on the podium, first time, and first time for Seat. So I think they think he's a pretty good boy up there.
Yeah, Formula 2 win in Monte Carlo, 5th in class. Sweden, 3rd in Swedish WRC round the following year.
He impresses me greatly.
Paavo Lekander is the co-driver, again an all-Finnish team. Gee, they produce some great drivers, Possum.
Yeah, I think it's a lot like we are in New Zealand with rugby, or you guys here with your AFL. It's the national sport, and it just drags all the young guys onto it. And when you're looking to heroes like Tommy Mackin and those sort of people, you've got plenty of people to chase.
I'm glad you brought up rugby, Possum. Congratulations to the World Cup winning Wallabies, and best of luck to the 4th placed All Blacks for next time.
Yeah.
Now Natel over the jumps, and have a look at this. This is good stuff from Natel, because this car is as strong as they come.
Let's see how they get on in the water with the Sainz. Straight in, full bore. That's what we like to see.
Interestingly, though, Possum, only a 53.38 at the midway point, so he's only about the time of the top end of the Formula 2 cars.
Took a while for that car to bite coming out.
I'd say you'd probably find that his hydraulic problems with his diffs aren't quite 100%, and that's why he's losing a bit of traction.
A 48.18, however, gives us a... no, it doesn't give us a new leader, because, in fact, Natil, a 1:44.07. So a slow time for Tony Gardemeister.
And I tell you what, Dean Herridge trailing Gardemeister by 4.9 seconds, so that could be close at the end of the day. Lee Diffie.
The second of the Sainz Cordova's on the line. Harry Rovanperä, twice throughout Telstra Rally Australia, he has finished a stage in 3rd position. He's had mixed results throughout the year, but this rally has been reasonably good for him.
Yeah, Harry's hasn't had much luck this year, and Gardemeister sort of outshowed him in New Zealand, so I think he was pretty keen to put in a good one here, 1,000 Lakes. But they're still developing this car. They don't have the years of development the Subaru, the Toyota, the Ford has, so they probably think they're on case now. I would suggest that their aim is to try and win a World Championship round next year, and then move into trying to go for the championship after that.
Another all-finish combination. Having Risto Petalainen next to him is a lot better than having Lee Diffie next to him after that Langley Park Super Special stage. Off he goes. Harry Rovanperä, 6th overall. Telstra Rally Australia, just 7 seconds behind Marcus Gronholm.
On board with him now.
And here we have a world first live on board with the cars. We had it for a minute. Here we go. And unfortunately, none of us can speak Finnish, so we can't translate what he's saying. But what you're hearing is the co-driver giving the driver the pace notes as he's going up the hill.
And the one that you really have to listen to on that, and you won't unfortunately today, is Lewis Moyer talking to Carlos Sainz, because he uses about 4 words to every other co-driver's 1. He tells the entire story down to where they had a sandwich for lunch, I think.
Yeah, she's War and Peace on every corner. But it sounds neat because he sort of has a flowing voice, I reckon.
38th World Rally Championship start for Harry Rovanperä, 14th in the championship with 4 points. That's overall, 5th in Finland and China. Last year he won the Formula 2 in Kenya, Greece, New Zealand, 3rd Monte Carlo.
Now let's ride over the jumps with Harry Rovanperä.
You can see what it's like from the driver's seat. We hope.
That's 1. That's 2.
Down to the water now.
And here he is. Which side should I go? I'll keep left. Out of here. Now, into it. And Harry's wipers don't look like they're working too good here.
Finally they do, but the traction seemed to be working pretty well for him. And across the line, 41.73.
Takes 3 seconds off Uwe Natil, and that's our new leader on the Michelin television stage.
Well done, Harry Rovanperä. Boy, he's racked up some victories. 6 World Rally Championship Formula 2 wins a couple of years back, including Telstra Rally Australia. Won the Formula 2 Championship in '96. Here's Barry.
Harry, that was really quick. You're the fastest.
Sorry?
I said you were the fastest. Really, over 2 seconds quicker.
Yeah, but anyways, rally is finished before that stage is for me, and okay. Big fight for every stage, and now it's finished. I'm happy.
That's great. It looked good. We were watching on with the onboard camera over the jump.
Ah, okay. Okay, nice.
Helveti Hoover. Okay, that was finished, by the way.
And with Barry Sheen speaking Finnish, goodness knows what it meant in English. We're not finished with the Finns, by the way. Gronholm, and of course the unofficial world champion. We expect Tommy Mäkinen still to come this afternoon live, the Michelin special television stage. And this is Gronholm now with Timo Rautiainen in the Peugeot. Good to see the Peugeots up there.
And he's away. Marcus Gronholm, in his last rally in San Remo, rolled on stage 9, then crashed on stage 10. He's been a bit circumspect here at Telstra Rally Australia.
I think they're here, basically, this year they want to get as much data as they can about how to make the car work in all the separate conditions. They've got it flying on tarmac, now they've got to make it work here. And they've had their troubles, there's no doubt about it. But last time they were in rallying, they were the dominant force, and I don't see that they won't be slow next year.
2 world championships in the mid-1980s in the Group B cars. Now they're back with the Group A cars. These cars look not so much like they've been made by a car manufacturer, but by French Aerospace. They are so sophisticated.
Pretty to watch too, and their 5th placing overall for Gronholm really backs up the positive talk that we heard from them before Telstra Rally Australia. That split time is pretty handy, under a second, or a second under. He started 29 World Rally Championship events, Gronholm. This is his first start in Australia though, and he scored 3 points in Finland.
And it's really important because of starting here. You've got to get the technology right, as Possum said. You've got to come here and learn what it's about. We're on the Michelin on board camera now, over the jumps, down to the water splash.
Look how tidy the car is. Look how it's not moving around. I think they've made some really good gains with this car. The problem with a lot of the rally cars, if you're hanging out too much, it just makes a liar out of me. You're not going forward, but they've worked so hard to make this car be tidy off the corner and into it.
And he slashes 3.5 seconds off the best time. He's quickest by a mile.
And we're moving towards the top end of the field, and that's just a taste of what's to come.
Well,
that is spectacular.
If Gronholm was under any pressure from Rovan Pera, that pressure evaporated with that amazing final stage in Telstra Rally Australia. Looks like he's safe in 5th placing. Good performance from Peugeot, and of course Marcus Gronholm.
Marcus, you're fastest.
Okay, that's okay. But yeah, it's good to finish here and not so bad position.
Okay, thanks a lot.
4 of the biggest names in World Rally still to come when we are back on your home of motorsport, Telstra Rally Australia.
Welcome back to Telstra Rally Australia. Well, there's been a huge attrition rate here in Perth, and as earlier we saw that massive accident with Colin McRae and Nicky Grist. As a result of that, this is the last Ford Focus. It is Thomas Radstrom.
7th overall in Telstra Rally Australia, the Swede.
And Thomas Radstrom has also an injury he's carrying himself. But Kenya this year, he fell down in the hotel, broke his leg, and he's still getting physical as he's away now in the new Ford Focus. This car, like the Peugeot, right at the top end of current rally car development. The big news is that they've managed to turn the gearbox around inside the motor car, which in fact allows it to have much better centre of gravity than the cars like the Subarus and the Mitsubishis at the top end of the field. And it starts to show already in the development of these cars.
That's quick through that corner there. This was probably the newer generation type car.
Easy right.
This is Fred Gallagher, co-driver.
What they're doing with these new cars now, with the way they put the gearbox sideways, it means they put the clutch on the end and they just have a wheel plate and they can change the clutch in about 5 minutes. Whereas with the original idea with the clutch inside the gearbox, it takes 15, 20 minutes to do.
What a sensational shot as you get down with a ball-bearing gravel of Western Australia and Telstra Rally Australia. Just look at that gravel down there on the track. That's what they have to contend with.
That's why they call them the marbles. He's less than a second outside the split time.
20, easy right. 30, easy left. To dip, to big jump, impact right.
Impact right, you bet.
Jump, 40.
Oh, camera wasn't happy about it either.
Right, water in bad left, slipping.
Interesting co-driver here, Fred Gallagher, is the clerk of the course for the RAC rally. So Gary Connolly's equivalent, Frank.
RAC rally this year, the Network Q rally. That's the final round, the British rally.
Okay.
Radstrom through in 1:38.19.
A new leader.
Fastest.
0.2 of a second faster than Marcus Gronholm.
He's won 6 stages this year, 1 in Sweden, 3 in New Zealand, 2 in Finland. This his 25th World Rally Championship start, but his first in Australia. Equal 19th in the championship with 1 point, and that came from Argentina. Barry Sheen about to talk with Thomas Radstrom.
Yeah, Thomas, your fastest time.
Thank you.
You don't have to thank me, you did it.
Yes, of course. It's always nice to hear.
Good run down, no problem.
It has been for me a very difficult rally, I must say. First time here, it's a very special event.
Okay, thanks very much, John.
Thank you very much.
Gee, he spent a lot of that stage in the air too, didn't he, after that second jump? Great stuff. And we're back now with car number 2, Freddie Loix, who's been running a foil for world champion-elect Tommy Mäkinen. Has not won a stage all year, Freddie Loix, but he has 9 championship points. 4th in Spain, 4th in Greece, 4th in Italy. The 29-year-old. He likes tarmac more than gravel, but he's not done too badly with 4th overall in Telstra Rally Australia.
Ready for a start now, just 2 seconds away. And Freddie Loix is on course.
Freddie had a pretty difficult year. He had an accident in the Safari Rally earlier in the year. And since then, it seems to have struggled a little bit with his confidence. And it's very hard. When something starts to go wrong in a 14-round championship, it's really hard to get yourself back on time. You just, into gear, you just don't have the time. Because the rallies are just coming. You don't have time to sit down and reset yourself.
On board now, Sven Smets, the co-driver, all Belgian team. This
coming up to the fast right now. You've got to try and keep it flat around that corner, but on the clean line, so you get the full drive up the hill and get maximum speed. Maybe 165, 170 k's now on the brakes. Big brake, down the gears, back to second gear, into the corner, cut it a little bit, run wide, use the berm to keep it straight, and then nail it down to the next corner.
Not as fast as Gronholm to the midway split point, some 0.7 of a second in it.
For these guys, it's a little bit like the fight is a little bit gone now. They can't catch anyone in front. They can't do anything behind. And if they make a mistake here and lose their place, the team manager's going to kill them when they get back to the tent. So, it's the pressure's on from all directions. But a big jump.
Oh, yes. A bit like Langley Park, as you say, Possum. Not a lot to gain, but plenty to lose.
That's exactly right. And when you do lose, there's a lot of people around the team not that happy with you.
The wipers come on before he enters the water splash. Getting ready for it. Now let's see the dash up the hill. He's chasing a 38.19. He's not going to do it. A 41.05.
Well, he was 6th here last year, but a 4th placing this year, and that's good enough to do it, is pretty good for Freddie Loix.
With the water splashes, it's quite difficult. Some people turn the wipers on beforehand, some afterwards. I always put them in notes because I forget to do it, and then you can't see anything.
Lee Diffie
is the main man, Tommy Mäkinen. He has won 4 rallies this year. This not likely to be his 5th. And John Smales, I'm sure you would agree, it's been a very frustrating time for Mäkinen, having to play a very, very steady hand this weekend.
Absolutely, Lee. There's nothing that Tommy Mäkinen likes more than getting stuck into it, as he says, flat out.
He's won 4 rallies this year, DQ'd in Kenya, took points in all the rounds except China. He's won 41 stages going into this rally, took only 1 more in Australia. This could be his 2nd here, but it'll be enough to do the job in 1999.
Yesterday, Andrew Cowan, the team manager, had a big chat to him and said, Tommy, back off. Make sure that you consolidate your World Championship victory here. But Possum, as you know, it's so difficult not to drive on your maximum pace.
It is terrible, because what happens is your speed is only dropping 5%, if that. But your concentration drops about 30% because you're not sort of asking yourself to give it everything you've got.
Mäkinen away now. If he completes this stage, he will be the provisional world champion for the 4th consecutive year. Only Juha Kankkunen has won 4 world championships, and he did it over a period of a decade. Tommy Mäkinen will have done it in 4 consecutive years. The Häkkinen and Mäkinen show, as they're calling Formula One and Formula One in the forest.
Isn't it awesome? You know, the guy, the talent, he's a machine. No human should be able to do it with the competition that you've got there and win 4 times in a row. It's just unbelievable. But hey, it's a team effort. Has his team produced him a marvellous car to win all these championships, kept it reliable, and give him the gear to do the job.
There's no doubt just watching him in action from our hosting position today here at Bunnings has been very, very interesting.
My point about Tommy Mäkinen, he is trying to drive slowly, but he is just done a 50.06 at the midway point, which puts him only 0.6 of a second off the fastest there, Marcus Gronholm. I mean, he can't drive any slower. He's been told to slow down, and yet his slowest pace is still faster than all but the 3 best drivers in the world.
Well, that's right, you know. 90% driving for Tommy is about 130% for anyone else, you know. Just, hey, when it's your turn, when it's your time and you're on form, you can make something hard look easy, and that's what Tommy's been doing.
Tommy Mackinnon gets the power down eventually.
100 metres to go to the World Championship. Here comes Tommy Mackinnon. He flashes through the line, a 42.71. That makes him 4th on the stage, but it also makes him the new world champion provisionally.
Yes, provisionally, because he cannot be declared world champion until after the final round, where, of course, all the potential protests and other legalities are finished. Barry Sheen.
Yeah, fantastic, Tommy. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Were you a little bit nervous coming down there?
Not really. Of course, a little bit, yes, but only 2 kilometers. I was really slowing down a lot. I didn't jump at all, and after water flash, it was very slowly today.
Fantastic. You look so happy.
Yes, of course, I'm very happy. It's 4th title. It's very important for us. It's important for Mitsubishi Ralliart, Marlboro Mitsubishi Ralliart, and it's important for Michelin. It's for all of us. Thanks for them. Thanks for all of them. They have done great work.
Unbelievable record you have.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure it takes quite a long time for next one to break it.
Fantastic. Congratulations, Tommy.
That's Risto Madison-Mucky, by the way, his co-driver to Tommy's right. And he's played a great part in his marvellous career, which is a long way from over.
Listen to this, Carlos Sainz in the Toyota Corolla, just flattened it as he gets off the line.
This is going to be something special.
Yeah, well, Carlos needs a miracle here. 11.7 seconds separates him and the leader, Richard Burns.
And Sainz holds the lap record for this circuit, a 1:36.1. No one's come close to it today. No chance, I think, of Carlos getting down to that. Road conditions different.
But is he trying or is he trying? He is going for it. This is a tricky corner around here, and the car's moving around everywhere. He is trying everything he can, because if Burnsy just has a little problem, 11 seconds can go away very fast. So you've got to keep it on all the time. The mentality is flat, 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 because you've got to get it right.
World champion in 1990 and 92, but has never won Telstra Rally Australia, John.
Sainz on the first stage this morning, Bunnings West, was just electrifying. He pulled back 3.4 seconds from Richard Burns.
But Richard responded next time and got 11 seconds, and then we hear Carlos unhappy because the active diff switch has been moved in the car. And these little things, when the pressure's on, they happen. People rushing in the car, working on it. Look at the jumps.
Major air on that first one.
It cost him 11 seconds, the diff switch, and now he's fighting back.
Yeah,
right through the middle of the water.
I spoke to Carlos, and he says maybe it didn't cost him 11 seconds, maybe 3 or 4, and he said, hey, Richard still did a fantastic job, and we wouldn't have been able to beat him on that stage. But
2.61, he equals his own record on the stage, and that is absolutely sensational. No one else has been able to come within 4 seconds of that, 2 seconds of that rather, and Carlos does it. Equals the stage record.
Perhaps a molecule of pressure here on Richard Burns now to get through that water safely as we get ready to hear from Carlos Sainz.
Carlos, you equalled your record, 36.1, incredible.
Thank you.
God, you're so modest.
Mr. Cool.
Yeah, well, reasonable happy. I would like, of course, to win, but you cannot have one problem in this rally.
Well done anyway, Carlos. Over to you, Lee.
What a special moment for Subaru's Richard Burns. He has never won here in Australia. He has dominated. He's been unbelievably quick, unbelievably consistent. He has won 8 stages of Telstra Rally Australia, and this is it. The win is on the line.
Yes, that makes 40 stages overall for 1999. He's won more stages than anyone other than Tommy Mackinnon this year. So it's been a good year for Richard Burns, even though he's in a battle with Sainz and Juha Kankkunen for third place in the points for the World Championship.
Looks good for him next year, doesn't it? It'll be amazing. But isn't it what I find amazing is we sit here and we say Richard's dominated the event and he's 11 seconds ahead. 5 years ago we would have said, man, that's the closest finish in record, and now it's domination.
Well, quite right. Kankkunen won Argentina round 7 this year by 2.4 seconds. Kankkunen won the Finnish rally by 10 seconds. Mäkinen won the Swedish rally by 18 seconds, and he won the San Remo rally by 18 seconds. It's been amazing stuff, Possum.
Absolutely. And this new 99 car, from about mid-year, they got it really sorted. And this, I think the worst result for the car when it finishes has been second from then on. So hopefully they'll have it on the case at the beginning of the year next year, and we'll see a Subaru world champion again.
Of the 23 stages of Telstra Rally Australia, 5 drivers have won them over the last 3 days, and 11 stage records have been set. It is spectacular stuff. A 49.29 for Richard Burns. That makes him the fastest at the split point.
Well, there's no way he wants to surrender any of those 11.7 seconds with which he leads Telstra Rally Australia. Burns hoping to gain on that in the last kilometre of what has been an amazing 400 timed kilometres, 1,400 kilometres overall, and it is up to the drivers to get to each of the stages. Burns, big air over the jumps.
Wasn't that amazing? Just about as high as Colin last year, but the car handled the jumps well through the water. He's on his way to victory.
Sideways there as he gets under power there. Started in 1988 at the age of 17. Big future for Burns. He's just outside Sainz time, but enough to win Telstra Rally Australia in 1999.
Awesome. Well done, Richard and Robert.
Robert Reid, the co-driver. Richard Burns. And this has been a good year. Won the Acropolis Rally earlier, a much different rally to this one, a war of attrition, but here Barry Sheen's now with the champion for 99 in Australia.
Well done, congratulations to the winner. That was beat Carlos down the hill, but only by 2 tenths of a second. Really don't care, do you?
I really don't care, I really don't care. The fact is we won, and it's been a really good day today. The car's been superb. We had a few moments, nothing too bad, and well, I can't ask for anything more.
Done really good for a Pommy.
Cheers, thank you.
Yeah, well done, Rich.
We'll be back to wrap it up after the break. That is the Telstra Australia Rally Champion and Tommy Mäkinen, Provisional World Champion. A lot has happened today. We'll be back soon.